on, people.
Hey.
3-episode rule, episode 6. Maybe I can't hear AK and AK. Our Negroes only had 3 episodes to impress me, but you know that's the rule of the show. We got Lelouch V here, we got Ebony Moonbeam here.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Lelouch V. Check me out Lelouch.v on Instagram. And also check out on Blerd.com. And if you made it this far, you made it to this episode, that means we passed your 3-episode rule. So thank you for tuning in.
I wish I had sparklers. That would be dangerous inside.
We got it in post.
Everybody, I'm Ebony Moonbeam. I'm at Ebony_Moonbeam. I'm really glad to be here. Yeah, let's just get into it. I don't really have much for intro.
He has to work on his intro skills.
Hey, y'all gotta give me some grace. Like, I know I need to work on my intros, but I was just in like fairyland a minute ago. Like, I just got out of cosplay. Like, I'm back to being me and not, that character. So
you could be like Ebony. You could be like Ebony Moonbeam, the Empress of the Eclipse. Just like go a little deep in your bag. You know what I mean? So you can't steal that one. I'm gonna trademark that. But then, anyways, that's neither here nor there. Of that, she has to work on her nickname game.
What did he just say? Empress of what?
Empress of the Abyss.
The Abyss or the Eclipse?
Well, the Eclipse. Oh shit.
Yeah,
the Eclipse.
You can trademark that one since she can't use any of them. So yeah, she gotta get out the mud for these nicknames. But it's okay. It happens. I just need a penny every time you use it.
Oh, I got you.
But no, 3-episode rule. Episode 6, we did Burn the Witch. That is coming back in 2023 with Bleach. So this is only 3 episodes. So you got the gist of it. Just watching it. It's in dub. It's in sub. Had to refresh myself with the episodes. I didn't remember episode 3 for the life of me. So. Basically, I watched episode 3 the first time.
Dragon Grimjo.
Came out, was it only ever 3 episodes, or was it more? And they're just okay.
It was a one shot. The manga was a one shot that they adapted into a 3-episode series, and then it just got renewed. The manga just got renewed and it's coming back in July.
Oh, cool.
So how do you explain the first episode? So I guess with the first episode, so it takes place in London. So yeah, front London, right? So that's where normal people live at and all that good stuff. But they have dragons that do live there, and they cause about 70% of the murder rate there. Mm-hmm. So, they made a reverse London to where people that can see and use magic and stuff like that can reside and control the dragon population and wrangle up dragons before they can be an issue, I guess. So they have watchers.
It's anime platform 9 3/4.
Yeah, they have witches at Wingbind, an organization that supplies agents to exterminate the beasts and protect the citizens of both Londons using magic. So they protect both Londons. They can traverse through both realms. So, I mean, that's pretty interesting in itself. So, Nitty in front London, I guess a pop singer. She's a girl group.
Mm-hmm. She's an idol.
She's an idol. I guess. Do they have idols in London?
Well, I guess when we're talking about anime, people just instantly think idol. So
fair.
They probably call Beyonce an idol.
So you see in the first episode, she comes out an alleyway, the paparazzi's there, and then she said, "Oh, that's so annoying." So, and she just drops a coin and goes back to reverse London, where she's a witch. So the witch can go on patrol. They have pet dragons that they ride, and their little bullshit pea shooters that do different magic spells and stuff like that. I'm sorry for calling it bullshit, but throughout the episode, they ain't
Might
never.
as well be, bro.
Those does never murked anything. I'm just saying. And then they got the nice uniform. I think the drip is about a 6. If we're gonna give it a scale.
Yeah, it's not Kakegurui level, but it's close.
So Noelle is her partner, and she's more. I think their identities are a little switched because Noelle is more about the money, and Nina's more about the merit. So you get money and merit for each mission. I thought the roles would be a little reversed in. So you see that they go into the school or the HQ, and they talk about the money. Somebody's getting, I lost merit on this, but I don't give a fuck. I just want the money. And then he's about the merit for the most part. And then it gets a little. That's where it goes. The windy road of what the fuck's going on. So Walter Parks is a dragon clad. And a dragon clad is a person that attracts dragons to them. So first of all, before we even tell you that, if you come in contact with a dragon, that is illegal. And if you touch a dragon, you go to jail for 100 years pretty much.
Or they execute you.
Mm-hmm.
They just straight up kill you. So don't touch a dragon. Don't get involved with a dragon unless you are permitted to. So, so he's a dragon clad. Dragons just attract to him, and he has a pet dragon in the form of a dog, which is weird, but that was neither here nor there. So in the world, you have dragon insurance. You got blockades for dragons, and they have mount systems. It's like a dragon's here, so go to your shelters and all that other stuff to get off the streets. And you got caution tape for witches doing their business, taking down dragon. There's a bunch of stuff. So the first episode, Balter's dog dragon is loose. So they're supposed to protect him at all costs, safeguard him, but he attracts a dragon. I think it was Noelle shoots the dragon with a little pea shooter, does a little spell with it, knocks him down. A little stun round. Like, all right, this shit's so cool. His face slides off, and it's like, really a black dragon, and
you about that life.
That was crazy.
And they're like, I've never seen a black dragon like this before. Just go around, and they shut down the whole city. And you see the higher ups of the higher ups, which is the crown, and they are pretty much like the higher law of it. They just want to get rid of dragons, no ifs, ands, or buts, period. So they're plotting to get rid of Balter because he's a dragon clad, and then
he's a danger to their society. Yeah,
these are people like that. So I mean, that's pretty much the first episode for the most part. You get introduced to the main people of the show, which is Nini, Noelle, they're Balder, and I think their boss also.
That Bruno?
No, not Bruno. The other dude, the mustache.
The guy that looks like a janitor, but he's not.
yeah, basically, yeah.
I don't know why he reminds me of a janitor, but I'm just like, how is this man in charge?
Yeah, he got the Mario feel to him. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So basically, like, if you go to the origin of it, no dragon incidences for like 100 years. And they say that in the Crown Council, and the Crown is the higher up they call. They really must make the rules for all that. They can spin the media, not in their favor and stuff like that. So basically, with Balder bringing this dark dragon into the town, he's like, "Yo, we gotta get rid of this nigga like now." It's over this guy. And it's like he's bringing dark dragons in here. We ain't seen that for 100 years. So it just sets that all up. So that's for our first episode. How'd y'all feel about the first episode?
Watching it the second time around, I definitely enjoyed it. I caught more of the bitty breadcrumbs in connection to the thing that's revealed at the end of the third episode. So we'll get to that. I ain't gonna do that here, but just seeing how much they set up this show to be connected with the other series. I really started to pick up on that a little bit more, and just getting to like hear their personalities more, because I watched it in dub this time around. The original time I watched it in sub, so just seeing the contrast between that. But I enjoyed it. I thought the animation looks pretty solid. The characters were interesting enough; they didn't annoy me.
The janitor's name is Billy Banks.
Billy Banks.
That sounds like he'd be a janitor. Yeah.
No, what'd you think, Gabby?
I really liked it. I like that basically the very first line of the episode is fairy tales are such BS. And she just says fairy tales are such bullshit. And then she goes on to this monologue. And I think it really sets the tone. And I know we're gonna go back to why she says that, I think in episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really know fully what to expect. I remember Burn the Witch came out, and I remember putting it on my watch list, and that was it until we had decided that we were going to watch it. So I really like the animation. The color scheme on it is nice. There's enough animation and structure to where you feel like you're in London, even when you're in reverse London, but you can still see the major differences. I mean, like the minor differences actually in them. Like just like you said, we got the witch caution tape and the dragon insurance and all of that stuff. What was really weird in that episode, why do you have to lick the machine to find out how much, if you've been in contact with the dragon, it's literally like, it looks like a pocket makeup compact, and it just opens up and you have to lick it. And I just thought that was so strange.
That's sanitary, because like, what if you gotta lick it after somebody else lick it? Like,
yeah, because I didn't see her open that and use a Clorox wipe or anything before. So this must be pre-COVID.
It was. I think it was. It was like 2019.
Because I wouldn't dare. I also like Bongo a lot. I like his character. I think he's funny and sweet, but you want to know more about him. There's something about him. And I'm just going to say it because I'm going to say it again for the next 2 episodes. There's something about his character that reminds me of Arthur. Any form of King Arthur, like in the fantasy tales. Like when I watch 7 Deadly Sins, when I've watched Fire Force, there's something about his character that makes me feel like, though he appears to be a doofus, I feel like he's really supposed to be like a great hero or something. So I'm throwing that out there for when the show comes back to see if I'm right, because that's what I keep feeling.
He gives that a regal oafish feel, kind of.
Yeah, he's literally he's a lovesick version of Arthur from Fire Force. The only opposite is that Arthur actually has powers and knows his powers in Fire Force compared to episode 1, where he just doesn't know why his dog dragon has sprouted wings and is and flying him around the city. So,
fair enough.
So yeah, I liked it.
But you can.
It was solid to keep you watching again. I didn't like how a little sporadic it was, but most shows you got 22 minutes to figure out what's going on, if anything. So their time to spend explaining the world, front London, reverse London, the witches, dragon clad. They didn't really like get into most of that, but we know why the crown wanted to get rid of dragon clad, so that makes sense. And then action and animation and attention to detail is all there. So it's solid. Solid first episode. You can at least get past first episode, so I'm for that.
I don't think there's anything that would in the first episode that would turn you away. I think just the storyline alone is enough for you to be like, oh, okay, well, there's the dragons. There, okay, here's the Death Eaters. All right, cool. That's,
yeah, I mean, basically.
I gotta reference Harry Potter. So, and then boom. So yeah, I definitely wanted to keep going. I was glad.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm putting this out of 5, I'll say it's a solid 3.5.
Huh.
3.5 is crazy.
Why 3.5? Can you elaborate on that?
I mean,
scoring.
So it's not a full 4 to me. A 4 means like it was like it got me hyped to a degree. Like that's kind of how I grade that. Like I enjoyed it. Again, like I like the breadcrumbs of it, but it didn't answer enough questions for me to be like fully invested into the story yet. The animation was solid, but it wasn't like breathtaking. I didn't necessarily love all the animations for the dragons, like the designs for them. That's what adjusted that. I didn't understand the pea shooters either.
You ain't like Blue Charizard?
We don't see him yet in 1, do we?
No. We're about to talk about him.
Yeah.
I like Blue Charizard.
Yeah.
So episode 2 opens up with Nini and Noelle. They are taking Baldo to, I think they were searching for other dragons, and they use them as a little pawn to just like lure the dragon to them. So there's an explosion in a nearby building. So it's like, oh, let's go check out this explosion. And Noah was all gung ho for it. It was like, no, I'm going to stay back here. Like, well, it could be dragons here. So that's how they got her here. So we get to, it's a tabloid agency that covers reverse London. It all goes on there. So I think Needy goes up and runs to Macy, her bandmate, front London in the girl group. And she says, oh, the tabloid said you hate me. Do you really hate me? And I thought we were friends and all that good stuff. And she's like, no, I don't hate you, but that's how the tabloids spin it, stuff like that. So she sees like an invisible form next to her, and she pulls out a little pea shooter, and it ended up being a dragon. And she's like, oh, Macy, why do you have a dragon with you? And she's confused about why she has a dragon. It doesn't make any sense. And she's like, well, just hand the dragon over to me, and I'll make it go away. Because you
don't want you to get executed. Yeah.
You want to get executed and go into jail. It's all good. But Macy has a bond with this dragon because she's apparently a watcher. So, according to them, a watcher is somebody from the front world that can see the dragons. So she basically raised the dragon since it was a baby. So giving it water, giving it food, and now it's basically just attached to Macy at this point. So that's when she fights the dragon for a little bit, but she ends up going back to the roof and just like, all right, we'll separate the dragon and save Macy. But there's another explosion, and then he falls into the well. That's when you see Bruno come out from the crown, and he's just like, well, we just made your boy down there public enemy number 1. So I think it was like a dragon proprietor, something along those lines. So just like he has a bounty on his head that all hunters and all witches need to execute him immediately. So they label him pretty much a dragon terrorist, just to call him out, get him off the board. They separate him. They pretty much like isolate him in the middle of the street, put him in dragon barricades, and just like, all right, so Bruno's talking mad shit. just like,
He's like, comply now, or what I'm saying, I may not just take your rank away. Like,
I love him. He came in like a
he's
wrecking ball.
he's dragging Grimjow. He's dragging Grimjow.
He is. He is. Especially when he put
With the mask on. Yeah, he's dragging Grimjow.
She just like toxic anime character. So just
I'm not going to
deny
that. I may or may not be guilty of that. I like good characters too, but I can say that I think majority of my favorite characters do happen to
be on that toxic side. If
No.
they got silver hair, they're always toxic. You know this.
That is not true.
She wouldn't be Tengen's fourth wife, but that's neither here nor there. So.
Okay. Before we go on, I wanted to say, so this episode was interesting because you went into the part where they get the mission and they go out, but right before that, like the episode opens where Macy is watching the news, like the tabloid news or whatever, and they're showing the clip of Nini talking or whatever, and the dragon like destroys the TV. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Oh, thanks. You always do things like to protect me," or something like that. So if she's in like this dark room, she's in there like a hacker or something. She literally looks like, it gives off vibes that this is gonna go completely different than I think how her character was in the episode. You think that she's gonna be a major player, a bad guy. Like I thought that I had met one of the main villains. And then you realize, like, no, she just
distraught.
Needs friends.
Yeah, distraught woman.
She just needs friends. That's all.
Yeah. So they don't necessarily get into a conflict with Bruno, but they go to try to save Baldo first, and then Nini ends up behind Bruno with the little pea shooter to his head, just like I don't like your kind, and yada yada yada. She's kind of mouthing off and just like, are you? And he's like, are you mad we're gonna kill your friend? And just get her like off. He's like, so originally Bruno went to Front London to get Macy to come to Reverse London with her dragon. Just kind of lured all this out. So this is game plan that he created. Knocks a pea shooter out of her hand and just like, you need to show up better than that. And then Noel comes up with double pea shooters, and we're calling it pea shooters because basically
they are.
It looks like those bubble guns that they used to have. Like that's I've been trying to figure out since I watched it what it looked like, and that's what it is. It looks
they shoot him down, but Blue Charizard shows up and saves him, and they make a break for it. So, and he's like, "Oh, you really think you can get away from me?" And when you got a whole bounty on your head, shit like that. So they go to like a crane in the middle of the city, put a little barrier spell up, and they're just vibing, trying to figure out what's going on. And Baldur had no clue what the hell's going on. He's just
lost. He lost.
Oblivious as can be. So
it was so cute to watch, though.
But Bruno shows up with Blue Charizard and just like, all right, any last words before I kill you? And then Ellie the dragon shows up. That's Macy's dragon, and she's running a little fade with Bruno there, and she turns invisible. And he's like, no, this ain't no run-of-the-mill dragon that can just turn invisible. It's not
It's just a little something extra on that. Who are you?
Had a whole Sailor Moon transformation.
Got 6 talons, and then just like, oh, this ain't right. And you see Ellie just fully evolve into one of these legendary 7 dragons. I'll meet him. So
Cinderella.
Yeah, so her dragon was Cinderella. So I mean, they have Snow White, the red dress, Golden Axe, Bubbles, Sugar House, Band of Animals, and Cinderella. So
yeah, how they name these is out of control. Like I didn't get that, but yeah,
I don't know. Like I guess.
I got like red dress is I think I thought Red Dress was Riding Hood.
Could be.
That's who I thought that was.
Who is Princess Bubblegum? why is
Bubbles.
But I don't know.
Who's Golden Axe?
I don't know.
But I guess with Cinderella, because she could only evolve at night in the moonlight, and then her when she flaps her wings, the dust is pretty much bombs, so she just blow up the city, and you get to see that.
Yeah, animation was fire.
And this dragon's like in a league of her own. She's one of those like extinction level fairy tale dragons. So
I think that's when I really liked the animation because maybe it's because it was at night and the type of battle that they were having, but I feel like London looked different at night. There was something about it that played well with the current circumstance of them having this like major battle with some legendary dragon. So I thought that that's when it really shined.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like they let Bruno's dragon flex, looking like the blue Charizard, and then immediately after that it was like, yeah, this is what a legendary Pokemon looks like in here.
That's literally what happened. Blue Charizard is fire though, and can we talk about, because they did it a lot in both episodes, why they're doing like the Bleach Hotto things, like Hotto number 94, and then they do something cool, and I was like, okay, I see are they connected somehow?
Yes, they are. Yeah. Well, it's not a spoiler anymore because this came out 4 years ago. But yeah.
Hey, listen. People still think Bond is immortal, so I'm just letting you know.
You're right. That is still a thing, even though like even in the we're not gonna go there. But no, but yes, but spoiler warning. So this is Soul Society East. This is in the same universe as Bleach. This is their afterlife. That was the afterlife of the East Serite, basically.
So now I'm more intrigued.
That's why the Hottos were there. Like this is they use the same magic as Bleach. I don't know exactly how the dragons tie towards the swords. I'm going to get probably a little bit more information on that as when it comes back. And I mean, if you're up to date on Bleach in the anime, I mean you saw that they showed the creator of Zanpakuto, and he's like in the Japanese Serite, so they might have something else in Soul Society East. We don't know yet.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So what y'all give episode 2?
Episode 2, that's a 4. That's a solid 4 for me. They gave me a little bit of explanation as to like why. More of why anything with dragons is such a problem, because you can end up with one of these, and then it gave me some great animation, man. I mean, more characters development. They gave me a character that I really like in Bruno. Bruno's pretty dope to me. No real complaints, honestly. That was a pretty dope episode.
I would probably give it like a 4.5, because I felt like just like you said, we understood a little bit more. We're getting a little bit more explanation on things, and it's opening up to how deep this universe is really. Especially when they started like naming all the legendary creatures and stuff in the books, like that there's a deep story rooted in that, and so I felt like the animation was good. Bruno, I can already tell, is probably going to be my favorite character besides Balgo. And when we saw Ellie do the exact opposite of what I thought she was going to do in one particular moment, I was like, oh, okay. So I think I'd give it a 4.5, because it made me want to, like, now I can't put it down. Now I had to go see 3.
You gotta see it through.
Yeah, I gotta see it through now. And I really want to know more about like these, like the people that he's with, that Bruno's with. Like they're giving Illuminati vibes, like some secret society type mess, and
They look dysfunctional as fuck. That's what they look like.
they're definitely problematic because he was
They
real
can't
mad
be
they
less
wasn't giving him
functional
shit.
than the Gote 13. They was getting ran by Eisen for centuries.
Oh god.
Then the last episode, they tried to fight Cinderella, and it just didn't go. None of it went their way.
They got spanked. They wasn't.
But Otis, did you have? I'll let you narrate episode 3.
Yeah. So going into episode 3, the battle against the Cinderella continues. They throw everything that they can at it. They try to formulate a plan against it. Kind of combining the efforts between Bruno, Noel, and Niha. Still doesn't necessarily go their way. The dragon is essentially. I'm trying to remember how does it end? How does it end?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was looking at because I'm like, I watched this last episode earlier today, and my mind is blank. I'm trying to remember.
It's like, see, and this is the why this episode is actually the reason why I can't give any of it a 5, just because this particular one felt kind of
incomplete.
It did. It felt like they just mashed up the ending to get it over with and get
Bruno was fighting Cinderella and just like tried to each side.
I know what happened. I know what happened.
Okay.
Cinderella looked at her person again and finally was just like, something happened. Her eyes were glowing. Then they stopped glowing, and she just let herself get hit by the power or whatever, and then she falls down to the thing. I don't even know if we know if she's alive or not. And
I'm guessing it's still
on, and then it's like the next day, and they're back at the thing. Remember the janitor guy does his thing, and that's when you realize we've been sleeping on him, and he ain't really a janitor.
Right.
He's their superior for a reason.
Yeah, he was there kind of maintaining the barrier, making sure that the dust from the Cinderella didn't destroy the city, essentially. So yeah, he gets his little bit of a flex. But the biggest thing for me in this episode was actually in the post-credit scene, like that when you finally get to the part where they revealed that they the facility that they're working out of is, Soul Society East. That's why I kind of were.
What?
Yeah.
Where you saw that at? Because I watched that earlier today, and that was not. And I let it play. I didn't.
Where they do that at?
Yeah, it's the post-credit scene. It's after the first set of credits. They roll out a sign that says Soul Society East.
No.
She said, well, "Where you do that at?"
That's why I'm like, I'm trying to figure out if I stopped it right before.
Let me see if I can find it.
Credits, because this ain't a Marvel movie, so maybe that's on me. No. Because what I saw was, she goes and hugs Balgo, and she talks to him for a second. And then the doggy says something to her, and then you see her chasing after it.
Yeah, and as yep.
Oh, in the burn the witch thing. Oh, that's what and I saw it, and I was like, what is it doing? And I thought it was spelling out a word, but I couldn't figure it out. But they did a good job with that. But then again, they didn't, because I missed it.
Yeah, honestly, I only knew to stay tuned for it just because I saw who the writer was for the original before it came out into the anime. So I was literally watching the whole show to see when that moment was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But, but honestly, no. The going back to the third episode, it it was honestly kind of forgettable. It was they built up so much within the first two episodes that I was expecting a bigger climax or having a legitimate way of combating something of that scale. Like I
Right.
understand that they wanted to establish how powerful the fairy tales were, but for me, I like resolutions. I like even if you can't beat it. If you got a way to send it away until it comes back or something like that, like you gotta do that for something like that for that endings for me. I never liked the power of friendship. I never liked
Oh.
Random boosts at the end. You got to give me something that makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Like
definitely takes
power
away some
friendship.
points
That's
from
crazy.
me.
I
I've
like the
never.
power of friendship, but I don't like it when it's explaining away something that just needs
Seems
a real
unfathomable. Yeah,
explanation.
yeah,
So I'm all like, that's why I like fairy tale a lot of ways. Like, yeah, cool or whatever. And I still to this day walk around saying, come on, it's the power of friendship or whatever, randomly to random people because that's how random I am. But you just like Otis said, you need a conclusion. Like I'm bothered by the fact that we don't know why Ellie calmed down. It was almost like Ellie knew that she wasn't supposed to be here and accepted it, but that's not how it came across.
hmm,
And I don't know if they did that because they wanted to leave it up to our interpretation, or when we get into like the power that the boss has, we'll find out like what he did. Because now we don't even know what he did. They didn't beat it, and then all we know is something hit her and took her out and that he did it, but we don't know what type of power that was. Why didn't he just go out and do that in the first place? He worked there too. Why did he have to like do it behind closed doors? And you see the woman that's a part of the Illuminati, because that's what I'm gonna keep calling them because I don't remember the name.
hmm,
But when she's walking through the hall and she sees all the boxes and stuff, she's like, this ain't a storage closet. And then the guys move the boxes and she realizes like the hole where he shot through. And she's like,
hmm.
I knew there was something more to you. Or so I knew that you weren't ordinary or something like that. So it leaves more for you're like, okay, well, they're gonna tell us more. Clearly there's something more to this. But I think the major climax was in episode 2 and they timed it poorly.
I
Right.
agree. I agree.
So if I had to give it anything, like this is the one I would probably give the 3.5 to. I would have gave the other one probably if I personally felt like one was better than 3.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Which is why I would give this one honestly as a flat three. Like if they didn't have the what they established in the first two episodes, this would probably be lower for me. Like if this
Oh
was
yeah.
just it by itself, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it's a three because the animation still was pretty fire for it.
Hmm.
Again, I enjoy how the characters interact within the world of there, but yeah, I just don't like forgettable endings. I don't like feeling unresolved after you give me a good setup. So I can't give it any higher than a three.
Yeah, I agree.
3 for myself also. I mean, forgettable, yeah, but like it wasn't. I don't know. It's just like
It
you
wasn't bad. It's just missing something.
don't do the hating, but it's just like they revealed this fucking dragon, and the Cinderella reveal was crazy, but it's just like, what are we doing? What are we
Yeah,
doing? And it's like we get it.
I would have rather it just flew away. Honestly, that would have like, okay, I've done my destruction. I'm coming back to you next time. Like, give me that over. I shot you from across the city. And yeah,
And they don't even know how it ended. Like they were trying to get credit for it, but the Bruno got credit for it. And then he's like, oh, so neither one of y'all did it? Oh, okay. I was like, you're just okay with that? You're just gonna move on? What are what did you explain to we done brought your friend back into the fray. Now she's a dragon clad. Now Marcy or Mari or whatever her name is, she is a lower level dragon clad.
But she was originally a watcher, so I guess they just leveled her up.
But I don't think she knew she was a watcher. She didn't know she was a watcher, I don't think, until Bruno told her. And it's supposedly, and we see that was activated by something. Like there was more to the episode, but it's like what they did was they gave us a lot of good stuff that just was like the beginning of something else. So you're just sitting here like, I'm actually really surprised that they ended it just right here.
Yeah, it felt like a thing that was supposed to be just an interlude. Like it didn't feel like it was a concrete ending slash a prologue to another story. It just felt like, okay, this is episode 1, 2, and 3. Episode 4 is coming out next week. That's what it felt like to me.
That felt like episode 2.5. Like, you know how this
show a long ass next week.
Yeah, because it still ain't out yet. So
when does it come out?
Yeah, the manga's coming back in July. I don't know if they have a date for the anime, but I mean, after seeing the success of Bleach, I mean, it's and you know, Disney owns the rights of streaming now in America, so they got some money behind it. It's coming back.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's gonna do well since Bleach is back in it, and it did well. I was on my anime list last night? And I was going back and finally updating some stuff, and I came across Bleach to update like my score, and I was like, damn, this thing, it literally almost has a 10 rating.
Cause that last season, animation wise, was
beautiful,
man. And I mean the story, I would have preferred a couple of different changes there, but overall, I mean, top tier. Top tier visuals, the voice acting in the sub and dub hit, like they did very little wrong.
Yeah, I agree. They probably could have gave us another episode or.
The Kenpachi versus Kenpachi should have been a whole episode, like just by itself.
That was like that. Short. That was probably the thing that bothered me the most about that that season, because we all knew it was coming. We've known, even if you didn't read the manga, you knew that was always going to be the case, that they were going to eventually have to do something. But we never really expected to see Unohana like Kenpachi.
I've been waiting on this for years. Like I've been, oh my goodness, like how other people like thirst over like the other captains and stuff in Bleach. I've been simping for Unohana ever since I found out she was the first Kenpachi. I was like, oh, she's like that. Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
I knew there was something great with her. Anytime she would give like a death stick, she would just look.
Just knew, just like okay, like let her go. Like she's okay. We don't want no problems.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was real good. I really wish that they would bring back Soul Eater now that they have Fire Force out, and do kind of like that kind of thing. I love when they finally put all the connections together.
I wouldn't be upset about a Soul Eater Kai after the success of Fire Force. No, but going back to this, so does Burn the Witch, is this past your 3-episode rule?
For me, it does.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I'm positive. I just told y'all. I want to know what happens next. I'm like Otis. I'm like Lelouch. Sorry. Oh God, that is so cringy. Because you know my feelings on Code Geass. But anyways, I like a beginning, middle, and end. I want a resolution. So I have to watch. Luckily, it's done enough for me to be excited about what's next compared to me not being excited, but being like, I gotta watch it because I want to know what's happening, even though I don't really like what's going on. I actually do like what's going on. So
I would give it a chance. I would give it a chance if it came back. So it would surpass it, even though episode 3 was forgettable. So
yeah, it's never a good thing for your last episode to be your weakest, but yeah, it passes for me. It definitely does. I want more, especially after the Soul Society East reveal. Like, you can't say that and be like, oh yeah, see you in a couple years. You can't do that to me. So I'm glad that it's coming back, the manga at least, and I can't wait to read more of it.
So yeah, that was Burn the Witch. Catch that coming back. So any suggestions? Leave them in the comments of what y'all want us to review. A couple joints out there. I got a cheat skill from another world, and there's a bunch of stuff out for right now. So I mean,
I wouldn't want to do a Wish from Mercury first 3 episodes because it probably wouldn't pass mine, but it is a great show.
If it ain't gonna pass yours, don't make us.
Yeah.
No.
Please.
The first 3 episodes of the Gundam: The Wish for Mercury would not pass. But once you get to that 5th episode, that's so then, yeah, we're not gonna do that on this one. I'm trying to think of something current we haven't covered. There's a lot.
So I'll tell you that much. But we leave it a surprise for next.
Yeah. Again, if you see this, give us a suggestion in the comments if you can get us to us in time. If not, we'll have something ready for you next week.
Ebony Moonbeam, they can find you at.
You guys can find me at Ebony_Moonbeam on almost all platforms: Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. It's at Ebony_Moonbeam Cosplay on Facebook. And you can also catch me at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. No, Pacific Time. Don't remember.
8 p.m. Eastern. It's 8 p.m. Eastern for Wife Reviews.
8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Figure it out.
on Sunday.
It's been a day, y'all. It's been a day.
It's been a day. For Wife Reviews. And which is a female-led podcast for the fandom. So show up, please.
She's still working on her nickname, so she's a little fragile.
Yes, I'm working on my nickname, my intro, and all that. Oh, any suggestions? Drop it in the comments.
Damn. Don't leave it in the chat.
Hey, I never said I was definitely going to choose one. I'm just saying. Maybe I may see something and be like, that's it. I'll credit you.
Damn. Well, Lelouch me, we can find you.
Yeah, again, you can find me on Instagram at lelouch.v. You can find me in the Blerd Cartel Entertainment Facebook group, and you can find me posting blogs on blerd.com. We got a lot of stuff going up there. If you're looking for some new merch, if you like the colors behind me, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for something new to learn about, check out blerd.com. We got a lot of content going up there. This will be up there too.
Of course. You can check me out. Main Spider Can't Hear. aka Mr. AK. Blerd Cartel. Follow us Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, Twitch. We're here. We got too many shows to count. We got the Mortal Kombat trailer review. We got waifu reviews. What it sound like. Make it make sense. Roundtable. All that jazz. So roundtable will be Would You Rather. It's pretty much
not
that hard, nothing crazy. It's just like what we gonna have some motherfucking questions. Just the last episode, you want to be black or we want to be right, and y'all fumbled the bag on that one. So
crazy.
we know what happened, but go
Yeah,
watch.
we know what happened. That was tragic.
No,
Go.
I
no,
was
like,
so.
Find out.
Did you watch that show? I was so frustrated.
she's part of it, and she regrets her decisions.
Oh, I made great decisions.
We're not going to reveal who won. Go watch the episode, please. But we're going to do like would you rather. So I'll ask you guys, would you rather? Would you rather lose your sight or lose your memories?
Oof. Like all the memories, or just like some?
I lose your memories, so you lose all your memories or lose your sight.
That's crazy. I
I'd
guess I'm gonna
probably
lose
say
the
lose my
memories.
sight. There's
Damn.
plenty of people out here. There's plenty of people out here that live perfectly normal lives without sight. But have you ever watched someone with like dementia or Alzheimer's? People that cannot remember like
Fair.
their loved ones some people can't even remember that they ever gave birth, that they have children. That is deep and dark, and I don't want any parts of that.
Wow, I'm asking deep dark. I'm not gonna ask deep dark questions. I'm asking good questions. Just what y'all want to do.
That's a weighty
horrible.
one. That's like not a lightweight question there. Like sight or memories. I like seeing things, but I'll also want to be able to remember things I saw. So like,
We'll ask something lighthearted. I'll ask: would you rather get caught in the middle of a food fight or a war balloon fight?
Water balloon fight.
Either's gonna fuck with my hair, so water. Yeah, water, definitely. Yeah.
So we'll gauge in the deepness. You know what I mean? So that's the water balloon fight. That's a 1. You want to lose your sight or people you remember? That's like a 9, 8ish. So I mean, we have fun on Wednesday.
Yeah, one of them got to be. Would you rather have Griffith or Eisen as your captain? That's definitely a choice.
I mean,
so you won on Wednesday. Cool. So,
you're dying either way.
I'm not gonna be on that show, yo. No, I'm just kidding. I am.
That's crazy.
I know. I'm gonna be there.
Hopefully, we'll have a pack house tonight, and definitely a violation buttons galore. It's going right. I'm ready for the first question. The first question I'm gonna ask that's gonna be the one. So tune in. Make sure you're on time and tune in because I'm gonna ask this crazy question, and then we're gonna know where people really are at. But we'll check y'all out. 3-episode rule. Enjoy yourselves. Go watch anime. Stay hydrated.
And see you next Sunday.